Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm your intuitive bestie guiding you into alignment. And I'm so excited to dive into this collective message today because as I was sitting in the energy, I got this major visual of like one of those chambers that you see at like arcades or kid play places where you go inside and then the wind goes and you're collecting tickets or collecting like money, right? But I was getting this visual for this collective that I feel like you have been in this like wind chamber, okay? I think wind is a very significant sign for you. There's something about you just being swept up in this chamber of change. But all the while, you have been collecting and grabbing blessings, abundance, prosperity in this period of your life. But I just feel like you haven't been released from the chamber yet to actually like count out how much you've gotten, right? Like counting out the tickets to see exactly how many things you can get with it. I feel like you've been, again, collecting this energy though, collecting this abundance, collecting your blessings, but you're about to be released from the chamber and actually visualize, experience, and feel just how much work has been done within this chamber type environment. And so let's dive into it and get some more information, but that was the channel that came through as soon as I tapped into this collective. Okay, let's see what's coming out here. Okay, interesting. So we're getting the marriage card. Okay, we have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. Owl, good advice from a wise person. And you also have dog, far away, a distant friend is thinking of you. Okay, right off the bat, you have so much spiritual support. I feel really heavy ancestral as well as spirit guide energy, especially with the fact that we got 3 different animal cards. You may feel very connected to animals, but there's something about you having this energy where it's like, people are starting to think more of you. And again, I almost feel like this energy with that chamber environment that you've been in, it's like there have been people outside of the glass that are watching your upgrades take place. They're watching you collect those blessings, but it's almost like you haven't had the time to be able to like step outside of this and view yourself from that perspective to recognize just how much evolution and upgrades you are experiencing at this time. Now with the marriage card, of course, this could be resonant for some of you if you like are married, wanting to get married. I'm really getting the sense of commitment though. So somebody is committing to you. There is a path that you're committing to. I'm just seeing like infinity signs as well as rings being very significant where there's no beginning, no end. So it's something about like you committing to something that I feel like is starting this journey for your soul that is infinite. Okay, in potential, infinite in possibilities, infinite in abundance seems to be really important as well. Now, with the Ram card, you know, it says stubborn, aggressive person. This could be an energy that I feel like you have struggled with, where there's this energy of you trying to make yourself seen or heard, be seen or heard, and not always receiving that reciprocation or understanding. But I think that's what's shifting now, where I feel like your relationships are also upgrading. And I do feel like you're tapped into this inner wisdom with that owl card as well, where you're following your intuition more. And I think it's leading you towards people who do think highly of you, that dog far away energy. This is like soulmate connection as well. These are people who I feel like are placed on your path that hold a high vision of your life, that believe in what it is that you're working towards, what you see for yourself, holding the vision for yourself. And seeing it again from other people's perspective seems to be significant. Now, of course, we don't need that external validation, but I think the energy behind this message is that you are going to receive that because it's something that you had to go through on your own, on an individual basis, but now it's attracting that external validation. It's attracting that external proof, the physical proof, so that you don't just go off of simply faith, because it can only get you so far until you're like, okay, like when are my rewards arriving? And so there's something about you first recognizing how much growth, how much evolution you've undergone, even just on a personal level, like the version of yourself that you've become through this process, what you are learning, what you are gaining. But also, and for some of you, again, with relationships being a focus, this could also be like what you're recognizing about people that you've had in your circle or around you, where maybe you're like uncovering those people who are committed to misunderstanding you. And again, I think you're being placed. That's the energy. Like you're being placed into an energy where you will be understood and people will want to commit to you and people will understand you at a core level in a way that I think you're not used to. Okay, let's see. had something fall. Okay, so we have pin with new job, career. So again, you're going through like massive change, seems to be significant. And I think this will look different for everybody, but definitely an energy of upgrades, okay? So areas of your life that aren't feeling very fulfilling right now, expect those to upgrade. You have Lily, spiritual love. Vine, seek out information that will help you. And Quill, get back to basics. Okay. Yeah, so again, significant change, commitment. Again, that's giving me job offers with this card as well. Job offers, contracts. Again, there's something about somebody seeing your value and understanding you on a soul level and wanting to invest in you, wanting to support your upgrade in the physical realms. You're heavily spiritually protected. Again, confirmation with that Lily card. But there's also something here of like, reviewing what it is that you've put out, what you've started to ask for. And for some of you, you may be asked or feeling called towards going back over like your list of asks. Are those still in alignment, right? Because through this process, again, you have evolved, you have transformed. Sometimes things that we ask for as we go through the process in trying to attain those or, you know, aligning ourselves to that, you can also change. And so your desires may shift. And I think there is a call to relook at certain manifestations, desires that you've put out, and just confirming with yourself, checking in with yourself. Is this still aligned to the version of myself that I'm becoming? Is this still aligned to my highest, you know, connected, most pure of soul experience? Like, I just feel like a lot of this collective is really tapping into their soul gifts, their soul purpose in whatever way that resonates for you. This can show up in so many different ways, but just really being true to yourself. Authenticity is very significant here. The way in which you express yourself, the way in which you wish to be seen, heard, and understood. And with the Vine card as well, for some of you, this may mean that you are looking at certain paths that you are considering for yourself or that you're already on and connecting with those who maybe are further along than you. Maybe like mentorship is significant, I'm hearing. Connecting with those who mirror a version of your life that you also wish to attain, and not in this kind of jealous or competitive way, but just in a way of this person is mirroring desires that I want and trying to understand, you know, their path to get there. Everyone's path is going to look different, but I think it could be helpful to have some sort of support or connect with somebody who is further along the journey and can kind of provide you some insight. Like, I know for me, when I was starting out on my spiritual awakening, it was a very intense time and I was very confused, and I was very lucky to connect with those who are in completely different modalities in terms of like healing and intuitive work, but were able to give me a lot of insights on their path, their journey, and also help me feel like, okay, I'm not like going crazy. I actually do have gifts and I can fine tune them and ways to connect. And I just gained so much insight from those conversations early on in my journey that helped craft what I do now, and it's still evolving and still changing. But again, this is something about your authenticity, your soul gifts, and so tapping into it in a way that is unique to you. But it's okay to ask for support or seek out information that is only going to assist you in fine-tuning what feels authentic to you. Okay. Yeah, I just keep hearing upgrade. I feel strongly that this is a collective that will be seeing shifts primarily in work, relationships, home. Okay. I think you've done a lot of the internal work is what I'm feeling as well. And I feel, yeah, like there's heavy ancestral spirit guide support. I'm getting like a round of applause. Like there's a standing ovation. Your guides, your angels, they see what you're doing. They see what you've been putting in, and they are ready to reward you, or they know that you are aligning yourself to, again, that best possible scenario where you're going to remove yourself or get out of this chamber of change and actually see everything that you've collected throughout your journey, throughout your path. Let's get some tarot though. Okay, Two of Swords, King of Cups, Son of Pentacles. Yeah, so I think a lot of you, again, you might be in your head because when you're trapped in this, I keep getting that chamber, so I'm gonna keep saying it. But when you feel trapped in like an environment or you feel enclosed in a space, again, energetically, I feel like you may be telling yourself stories of being really stuck, being stagnant, not being further ahead than what you would wish to be, feeling like you're running behind, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like there's a fork in the road too of, should I continue down this path that again is aligning me to a higher purpose, that is aligning me to my authenticity, or should I continue down the conditioned path, the path that everyone else expects of me, the path that I've been trained to expect or believe is what I'm capable of, right? But I do feel like there's somebody, this King of Cups energy has come out a lot. And again, this is giving me like mentorship energy. So this could be a mentor for you. For others of you, there's something about like somebody really valuing you in a new level. I'm hearing wants to commit to you. Yeah, this, I just laid this down next to the marriage card over here. Somebody who wants to commit to you, somebody who wants to propose an idea to you. Again, whether this is literal marriage for some of you, that definitely could resonate, but wants to propose something that is a commitment because they see the value that you bring and are able to provide you something. For example, if this is financial, right? They see that you are deserving of this financial upgrade and want to provide to you. If this is, again, relationships, and this doesn't have to be romantic, this can definitely be like a soulmate connection and friendship or like collaboration working, right? They see you and they want to invest in you. They want to support your rise because I think they can see that there's something about you. I'm hearing untapped potential where it's like maybe you're showing up in a certain way, but there's this level of your potential that has not been fully experienced or expressed because you have certain limitations right now. Again, maybe this is financial, maybe this is also like your time, your energy, maybe you're just being spread too thin. And there's something about whatever this offering is, this person coming in to help support you. And this could also be you stepping further into your authority, right? This is going to resonate differently for different people. But there's something about you connecting or becoming a version of yourself or connecting with a version of a leader who helps heals wounds around your authority as well. So this is somebody, again, who genuinely cares about you as a person, who doesn't just see you as a number, who doesn't just see you as a way to make a quick buck or to get what it is that they want physically from you, right? There's something about this actually being an emotionally intelligent offer and somebody who genuinely has love and cares for you. Okay, with the Seven of Pentacles though, yeah, there's something about, again, those seeds that you've planted a while ago. It's time to check and make sure that you are watering what you still want to see bear fruit. So revisiting those manifestations, readjusting them, readjusting yourself too with your aligned actions. Like, are you creating those opportunities? Are you putting yourself in a position where it is easy to receive these manifestations, these goals, these commitments, and doing this without like shame or guilt as well is very important because that is never serving your higher good. It's really just a matter of taking accountability of, yeah, maybe I need to do this more, or maybe I should adjust my process a little bit. I think there's always time and space for evolution and adjusting what it is that you're currently doing to bring you closer to what it is that you want. But there is something about a seed that you've planted a long time ago finally bearing fruit. And so just making sure that you still feel in alignment and are watering the right gardens, if that makes sense. Okay. Because yeah, this is something that's taken a while. So it's just like a matter of, do you still want this? Are you still aligned to the version of yourself that desired this outcome? Okay. What else would you like me to know? Yeah, Temperance, Knight of Swords. So for some of you, this is going to happen swiftly. It's divine timing. And again, it all comes from you identifying and becoming the version of yourself that reaches a state of peace, harmony, and balance within oneself. Okay, I feel like you've really connected to yourself, and I feel like you're very grounded in who you are at your core. I feel like you understand your values, you understand what's important to you, you understand, again, your potential and how you are aligning to that with your actions. And I just feel like, again, with that kind of chamber energy, you've done so much of this work internally that it is only right that it starts to trickle out into your physical environment. And I do feel like something is coming quickly. This person, again, wants to, I'm hearing jump the gun. It's almost like they're gonna follow their heart more than their head when they come forward with this, but it's something that is significant. and long lasting and aligned to, again, a desire that you've placed, because it's divine timing. Like, it's the perfect conditions for this to finally come in. And it's a result of that inner work that you have done. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. You've put in the work. You've been dedicated to your path. You're very intuitive. Okay. High Priestess and the Moon. There's a lot that you're not seeing right now, and that's why I feel like you're also in this 2 of Swords energy, because you just can't see that blindfold. You can't see, but you can sense. I think when you tap into like your heart, your intuition, you know something really good is on the other side of whatever it is you're experiencing right now, the confusion, the doubts, the worries. Your intuition is on point right now. But there is something that is being hidden from you, where you're just not meant to know everything just yet. You're meant to be prepared to be surprised, be prepared for the unexpected to take place. And I do feel like that can cause a little bit of stress, anxiety, worry, start to spiral into worst case scenario thinking because you can't see this fully. But I think that's also a major lesson for this collective, okay? I'm sensing that you like to be in control. You like to know exactly how things are going to play out. Maybe in, your regular day-to-day life, you're not a fan of surprises. Like, you don't like when people surprise you with things. Because again, you're a planner. You're somebody who likes to put in the work, take the necessary steps, and then it's like, okay, if I do X, Y, and Z, that's gonna lead me to A, B, C. Like, you're very calculated in that way. And I think that's why it's been a little bit difficult for you to be kept out in the dark. Okay, I'm getting tingling on my crown. But even though you've been kept out in the dark, again, you do know that something really amazing is coming in. You've received so many signs, so many synchronicities, so many confirmations, but the specifics of like who exactly this is or how exactly it's going to come together has been kept a secret. I'm literally seeing like your guides being like, shh, okay? They want to make this good for you. They want to make it good for you. And I know that's frustrating, but you're being asked to release some of that control so that you can allow the divine to do things in a way that you would never expect. Do things in a way that are outside of the limitations of your human ego mind, okay? Ace of Cups, yeah, let them bless you. Let them overpour your cup, overflow your cup so that you can start pouring into other areas of your life. There's something about this blessing coming in. This commitment is a focus here that I feel like it's going to fulfill one area of your life that in turn trickles outwards. So it's like, for example, it's like maybe this is something financial, right? Somebody gives you a job offer and it's paying you way more than you've ever made before. And so you start to feel this relief in your area of your finances, which also lightens up your energy and you're becoming more available for, relationships, or you're becoming lighter in your own energy. And so you start doing things that you love more. You start pouring energy into things that are just enjoyable for you. Because in this example, it's like when we're stressed out financially, we kind of shut off like our creativity, our play a lot of the times, where all we're thinking is, oh, when's my next paycheck coming? Am I going to make it to pay these bills? And we start to lose other sides of ourselves. Maybe we stop responding to people's texts or calls because we're in a dark place, right? These types of things. So again, there's something about this blessing that is on its way to you where it's going to fulfill one area of your life and in turn start to support other areas of your life as well. And again, that infinity sign ring symbol is coming through as very significant, where it's almost like, it's like when something, I'm seeing like those fountains that like pour water out and then it recycles and pours water out on the top and then goes back down, right? So there's something about this pouring down again in one area, and then it's like recycling and sending that flow, that energy, that positivity into other places as well. And it's just becoming this beautiful synchronized experience for you to really live a higher version of your life, okay? But I feel like you've already known that this is meant for you. It's just a matter of actually receiving it now. Yeah, getting to reap your rewards finally, right? Strength. You've been so strong through this process. You've fought against a lot of these devil energies, and I feel like these still try to come up. So if you're feeling very heavy again, if you're feeling very stuck or very even negative about your experience, I think that is an invitation to start purging old limiting beliefs and energies so that this can fully come in. You have had a difficult path. You know your story more than anyone, but you have not had an easy path. And I think that sometimes right before we're about to be revealed what our path has been leading us towards, what our blessing is that is finally crafting. Some of the like old energy really comes up to the surface because it wants to make a last final scream before it dies for good. Okay, so this is like limiting beliefs, toxic attachments, toxic behaviors, even things that you just know are not actually going to serve your path forward, but they're coming up with like this temptation of, come on, fall back. This has been comfortable. I've held you steady for this long. Like, you don't need to leave me behind, right? These things that again are trying to latch their energy and claws into you that you have all within your power to walk away from, turn away from, transmute that energy, turn it into something again lighter, more in alignment. You have that choice. The power of choice is very significant. Stay strong against temptations to fall back onto behaviors, patterns, situations that again have proven time and time again to not place you where it is that you are aligning yourself to now. Okay, trust that those cycles can be left in the past. Trust that they do not have to come with you. I know it can be difficult when again you've experienced a lifetime of struggle, of getting your hopes up and feeling good and then being pulled right back. But this is the time for you to really push through, put your resilience at the forefront, and know that everything that you have overcome has led you to this moment, and you will overcome any other obstacle on its way to you now. And again, there's something about using your strength and pulling upon that right now, and then falling into a state of flow and ease because you have risen above the challenge. You've cut off this cycle, you've closed something out, and you've fallen into something again much more fulfilling and abundant and aligned to the true limitless energy of the divine. Okay, yeah, just a final message for you. Yeah, Eight of Cups. Continue to make those choices, even if they are difficult, to walk away from the things that are no longer fulfilling you, that you know are not in alignment to your higher self. I feel called to invite you to do an exercise where you're connecting to your higher self or the future version of yourself that has what it is that you want most right now. Okay, whether this is a job change, whether this is a loving relationship, a stable home, whatever it is, tap into that version of yourself. It's accessible to you. Okay, it's accessible to you. And ask questions of like, what is this version of me doing with their time? What are certain habits that they are taking on? And start to integrate that. Start to become that version. Is that version of yourself putting up with disrespect? Is that version of yourself putting up with unfulfilling work environments and toxic bosses or friendships that only make you feel less than? No, I'm sure that they're not. And so there's something about you being challenged with making decisions from the place of that version of yourself that you are in alignment to becoming. Pull them closer to you by actually embodying and making choices from that place, okay? And I feel like that's what's going to lead you to this beautiful offer, Ace of Pentacles. Again, we have so much confirmation about some sort of offer, some sort of commitment, something in your physical that is going to impact you in your relationships, in your home life, in your career, with the star as well, okay? You are the star. You've made this wish. You made this wish and it's coming true. And I feel like you're just being asked to remember why it is that you wanted this, okay? And then reevaluate, making sure that, again, it still feels in alignment, making sure, I think that there were some things that I asked for early on in my journey that I look back on and I'm like, oh, that was a place from ego, or that was from a place of me trying to rush and like get something that maybe actually isn't in full alignment, but it just looked cool, or it just seemed like it would fulfill me, right? So there's something about you really tapping into like your North Star, your truth, your intuition, your energy, and this divine connection that lives within you, and making sure that you are ready to receive something that is so in alignment. And again, just for preparation, this is just an invitation to kind of fine tune and narrow down like what it is that you really want to see come true, because I feel like you're so connected, you're so tapped in, you know this. I feel like this message is just confirmation for what it is you already know. I don't think I'm really giving you brand new information. Maybe there are certain things that are hitting a little bit different because you're hearing it in a different way, or it's inviting you to look at something in a different way, but you already know this. You're so divinely guided. You're so divinely tapped in. I feel like your guides, your angels again, they're kind of like going like this. Like I'm just seeing them making sure like you're going down this path and you're like, ooh, should I go this way? Should I go that way? And they're like around you making sure like, no, come over here, come over here. They're making sure that you don't fall off the path altogether. Yes, there are redirections. Yes, maybe there are lessons that you have to go back through, but that doesn't mean that you're not aligned. You're exactly where you need to be. You are in alignment. Get ready to receive something so incredible, and come back and let me know what this is. I think I'll leave that message there, but let me know if this resonated. I truly hope it found who it's meant to. I always trust that it does, but expect commitment, expect fulfillment, and I'm sending you so much love. You earned this, and you already know this to be true.